Hello everybody, you are watching Python tutorial. In the previous tutorial we talked about numeric types, and in this video we'll talk about sequence. And we know that there are two types of sequences in Python. One is mutable and another is immutable. An example of mutable sequence is list and byte array. Now let's start with list. You can create a list like this. For example, type x equals to, give a square bracket and type the items using comma. For example, I am giving 3 items. Now type x to see the content. Now see the order is preserved. And you can also create a list using list function. For example, type L equals to list, and you have to pass the argument as a list or as a tuple or as a set, and you can pass only one argument. For example, I am passing a list argument, that is 67, 23, 89. Now see the content L. Now see the order is preserved. And you can also create a list using tuple argument. That is, for example, L equals to list, and in bracket give another bracket to indicate that it is a tuple, 56, 23, 78. Now see, type L. Now see the order is preserved again. And finally we can create a list using set argument, that is list, and give a curly brace to indicate that it is a set. Now give 45, 23 and 78. Now see what happens. Now type L. Now see the order is changed. 78 becomes the second and 23 goes last. So for set, order may be changed because set does not preserve the order. So you can create a list using square bracket directly or using list function. And finally we can change the content of list because list is mutable. Now let's do that. So we can change using index. For example, I am typing L0 equals to 100. So we are accessing the element using index number. So 0 is the index of first element, 1 is the index of second element, and 2 is the index of last element. So L0 equals to 100. Now type L to see the content. Now see the first item is changed. And in this way we can change the content of list because list is mutable. Now let's see byte array. You can create a byte array like this. Type B equals to byte array, and in bracket type B, then a single quote or double quote, anything, and type the content. I am typing XYZ, for example. You can type anything. Now see it is byte array. And you can also type a number also. For example, B equals to byte array, and type B and 1, 2, 3. Now see, now it is showing 1, 2, 3. But what byte array actually does? Byte array actually stores the ASCII value of the content. But how can you see that? You can convert this byte array into a list so that you can see the ASCII value. Now let's do that. Type list and type B. Now see, it is showing the ASCII value now. 49 is the ASCII value of 1, 50 is the ASCII value of 2, and 51 is the ASCII value of 3. So byte array actually stores the ASCII value of the content. And finally we can change the content of byte array also because byte array is mutable. Now let's do that. Suppose I am using index B0 equals to, B0 is the first element. But what you have to type here? Can we type a character or a number? Suppose I am typing a character. Now let's see. Suppose I am typing T in double quotes. Now see what happens. Now see that it is giving an error. That is type error it is giving. A str object cannot be interpreted as an integer. That is, you have to type integer number only. You can't type character. That is, you can type B0 equals to 65, for example. 65 is the ASCII value of A. Now let's see the content again. Now see, the content is changed. First element is A now. The first element was 1 previously because I am giving 65. So the first element becomes A. So here you have to give only the ASCII value of the content, not any character. So this is the byte array. Next is immutable sequence. That is the sequence you can't change. First is string. You can create a string like this. Suppose x equals to, in double quotes or single quote, anything. Type the content. Now see the x. See, it is string. You can verify its type by type comment, type x. Now see, it is of class string. And whether it can be modified or not, you can verify it. Suppose I am typing x0, I am using index operator once again. X0 equals to, suppose, type A, and let's see what happens. Now see, it is giving type error. That is, str object does not support item assignment. That is, string cannot be changed once it is created. Next is tuple. The easiest way of creating tuple is sequence packing. Now see, suppose type x equals to 1, 2, 3. Now enter. What we are doing here is we are packing these items in a single container. For example, type x. Now see, it is a tuple, indicating using these brackets. You can verify it using type command, type x. Now see, it is a tuple. You can also create a tuple using tuple function. For example, type x equals to tuple, and if you give only 2 brackets, it will create an empty tuple. Type x. Now see, it is an empty tuple. You can verify it once again. Type x. Now see, it is a tuple. And you can also pass argument to this tuple function. And you can pass a list, you can pass a set, or you can pass a tuple. And let's see. Suppose x equals to tuple and bracket, pass a list using square bracket, 12, 34, 67. Now let's see, type x. Now see, it is a tuple. And you can pass a set also. Use curly brace instead of square bracket. Now see, it is a tuple once again. And you can pass a tuple itself. Use another parenthesis. Now see, type x. And it is also a tuple. So using tuple function and sequence packing, you can create a tuple. And tuple is immutable, so you cannot change. Now let's verify it. Suppose I am trying to assign a number in 0th element. That is, x0 equals to, I am typing 12 for example. Now let's see. It is giving type error. That is, tuple object does not support item assignment. So tuple is immutable. You cannot change it. Next is bytes. Bytes is similar to byte array. Only difference is you cannot change it. Now let's verify it. Suppose create a bytes using b equal to, type b and then a single quote and type the content. You can use double quotation also. Enter. Now type b. Now it is a bytes. But how can you verify it? Give the type command, type of b. Now see, it is a bytes type. And it also stores the ASCII value of the original content. But how can you see it? You can convert it to list and see the content, list of b. Now see, it stores the ASCII value. 120 is the ASCII value of x, 121 is the ASCII value of y, and 122 is the ASCII value of z. That is, it is similar to byte array. Now you can verify it that whether it can be changed or not. I am trying to change it. Suppose for example I am trying to change the 0th element, b0 equals to 65. Suppose I am typing. Now let's see what happens. Now see, it is giving type error. That is, bytes object does not support item assignment. That is, you cannot change it. It is immutable. Next is range. Range creates a sequence of integer numbers within a range. Now create a range object. For example, type x equals to range of, suppose I am using the first format, that is one argument format. I am giving 10. So the number will be 0 to 10, but 10 is excluded. That is, actually the number will be 0 to 9, not 0 to 10. Now enter. Now type x. But it is not showing any range of numbers. Then how can you see the actual numbers? You can convert it to list once again to see the actual numbers. Now do it. Now type list of x. Now see the actual numbers 0 to 9. And you can also give a different starting number. So you have to use the second format. For example, type x equals to range of, I am giving a starting number of 2. So the number will be 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. Now see, again convert it to list to see the number. Now see that the range is 2, 3, 4 and so on up to 9. So this is the second format. And you can also use a step value. So this is the third format. Now see, type range of, now again give a comma, and the third argument is a step value. For example, I am giving 2. So the numbers will be 2, 4, 6 and so on. Now see, type list and see the number is 2, 4, 6 and 8. So there are 3 formats, 1 argument, 2 argument and 3 argument. You can use any of these. So this is the range creation. And you can also use negative stepping. For example, type range. Here you can give a minus value. And this time you have to type the number in descending order. For example, I am typing 10 and here 1. So the numbers will be 10, 9, 8 and so on. Now see what happens. Now convert it to list once again. Now see, the number is 10, 9, 8 and so on up to 2. Here 1 is excluded and 10 is included. So you can use negative stepping also. And finally, range is immutable. So you cannot change it. For example, I am trying to change a number. For example, I am trying to assign a number in its 0th element. For example, I am typing x0 equals to 30. Now see what happens. Now see, it is giving type error. That is, range object does not support item assignment. So range is immutable. You cannot change. So that was today's video. In the next video, we will talk about set, mapping and other types in Python. So thank you very much for watching.